Thank you. Thank you all for being here. You're at First Thursday, and welcome to 2020. You made it. So, woo, that's right. First applaud of today. So, again, you're at Sustainable Tulsa's First Thursday. We're glad to see you all woke up for this today, and you're here with us, and you're in for a treat. Lifelong friend and a budding comedian, Michael Patton, is going to help us get started this year. But before he comes up, I just wanted to, we're going to take 2 minutes. One of the traditions we started with First Thursdays about 8-9 years ago is that we pass the mic and let everybody introduce themselves. But because we've grown, now we take 2 minutes for you to introduce yourself to someone you haven't met, you would like to meet, and we're going to do that now. So go be social and friendly. 2 minutes. Oh. What's up?
Click slides through.
Oh, okay. So to start the slides,
I'm gonna do it here.
you'll do it.
And then
Okay.
just click it with a keyboard.
The arrow right here.
Oh, okay. Thank you.
She just
Paying
walked.
attention.
Do you want me to go ahead and switch it over?
Yeah, sure. There she is. Okay, you guys are awesome. We want you to do it again at the end of this. Okay, thank you for saying hello. I got it. I know. Oh. Okay, we're going to go ahead and get started. Thank you so much for introducing yourself. The teacher of the class over there. Again, thank you so much for saying hello to somebody new. This is, the work that we do is definitely community rich. And one of my favorite new quotes is, "There's a lot to do, but there's a lot of us." So there's a lot to do, but there's a lot of you. So we can do this together. All this work that we're going to hear that Michael Patton inspires us today. But I want to first give thank yous to PSO, our lead sponsor for First Thursday, and then also want to thank Adamantine Energy, American Waste Control, Cavanta, Grog's Green Barn, the Met, One Oak, Save Our Streams, Spirit Aerosystems, and TCC Center for Creativity, PSO Win Choice for sponsoring today's program. Let's give them a round of applause. We truly couldn't do it without their support. I also want to thank my Sustainable Tulsa board members that are here today for their leadership. When I call your name, actually stand up and wave if you don't mind. Stephanie Cameron, Aaron Larder, Matt Newman, Mike Lemus, and Pam Taylor. So I have an amazing board, and they're really working hard to support for us to be a support to you. So seek them out for that. And I also want to thank my team. And I want to say we just came back. This is our first day back. Sarah Hicks, Jill Maude, and Megan Hurley. Let's give them a round as well as the board. So we also have, because of full Sun Composting and TCC, we can recycle and compost today. So make sure after your lunch that you take care of those things. And we appreciate them offering that. And big thank you to Full Sun Composting for continuing to be a sponsor and to help us with this to be a more sustainable event. Also, we are continuing to do work in the community, and we are here for you on your journey, and you'll get some ideas and be inspired today by Michael. But if there is something that you're needing that support, reach out to us. We want to help you or direct you to the right organization or individuals that can support you on your personal and professional journey and sustainability. We also have booth spaces available for our first Thursday presentations, and if you're interested, reach out to Megan, but also we'll have there is a form that you can sign up for on that as well. And we'll have some other volunteer efforts this coming year. So if you're interested in volunteering or participating, please reach out. Also, wanted to let you know that we've got a couple events coming up. So in January, we'll have our first Scorecard Workday. And so Scorecard members, these are our members, that'll be on the 24th of January. Our Scorecard members are looking at their triple bottom line of people, profit, and planet. There's several members. If you're a member of Scorecard, go ahead and raise your hands. You see how many people are in here. If you're a coach or support and like that. So if you're interested in joining, reach out to me or to Sarah or talk to one of our Scorecard members. But they're working hard to make Tulsa a better place as well as their own organization and businesses. And so we'll have a Scorecard Workday January 24th. And then Sarah mentioned that we have also a coaching Workday February 21st. Is that right? Okay, great. So if you're interested in being a coach, reach out to Sarah as well. Our next events will be first Thursday here, February 6th. We're going to talk about recycling. And for those early adopters, you're probably putting too many things in the recycling bin, and we love you for it, but it messes up the recycling. And for new adopters, you want to know what you can actually recycle. So we're going to be talking about that, and that's what we'll be doing, and we're excited. I know American Waste will be joining us with several others. So that will be right here in this room, February 6th. And then February 20th will be our B2B Case for Sustainability series. That's where we really get down with the business community, and we talk about how that you can manage your businesses more in that triple bottom line. We'll be talking about carbon neutrality and energy management. I was also informed, they're on the tables there, that if you've been thinking about an electric vehicle, there's an event called Fully Charged Live. It'll be February 1st and 2nd in Austin, Texas. And Doug, raise your hand and wave there if you're interested. He's promoting this and very engaged. Excellent. So if you're interested, go to that website. There's little flyers on the table, but that just gets you ready for this year. So without further ado, I do want to introduce Michael Patton. We're excited to welcome him. He is a lifelong Tulsa and known tree hugger. He admits it openly. He has worked in the environmental field for 30 years, running recycling centers, holding hazardous waste collection events, organizing litter cleanups, and writing and producing environmental education campaigns. His volunteer work ranges from leadership positions in nonprofits, from waste reduction, planting trees, air quality, and gardening. His passion started at the first Earth Day when he organized a litter cleanup for McClure Park and was quoted in the paper saying, "If you litter, you're not my friend." Michael Patton is now Executive Director of Land Legacy and Land Conservation Trust. It's a nonprofit and it protects green space. Land Legacy now protects or owns over 30,000 acres in 17 Oklahoma counties, including crucial work curtailing chicken farms impacting Tulsa's drinking water resource. Besides a career in sustainability and environmental stewardship, Michael has become a writer. He hosts a weekly radio talk show and serves as the board member and works for many causes ranging League of Women Voters to Mayfest Annual Arts Festival. His newest obsession at age 61 is stand-up comedy. He's going to test out on us today. And he's made the finals in the Tulsa's Funniest Person in his first year. His motivation has clearly changed. When he was young, he wanted to change the world. Now he's old, and he just wants to change the mood. Michael is a lifelong friend, a mentor, and a partner to this whole sustainability movement in Tulsa. We would be different without you. Thank you so much, Michael. Let's welcome.
Wow, that was really wonderful. It's nice to read someone who can read my mother's handwriting. Yeah, I've been around for a long time, and I'm very honored that this was a good cause, sustainability and working for the environment. So Tulsa needed a movement, and I was glad to be part of this movement. And many people in the room I've worked with for many times and many years, trying to work together to make it greener. I think my biggest accomplishment was probably that I was able to convince local elected officials to do things. City managers and mayors of towns around Northeast Oklahoma or state representatives to pay attention. So I feel like I lobbied well for the green movement over the years. My biggest failure was probably not to build a bigger green team. I'm really proud of what Corey has done with this group, and I call on us to really think of this as a resolution before we start of how we're going together to bring people like-minded, and if not, convince them to be part of this movement as well. Sustainability clearly is a movement for us. I'm proud to be in this wonderful educational institution. I'm not going to teach you anything today. I've got no facts. Put down your pens. In this presentation, Megan has it. She'll put it on Facebook, and you can find it and share it and anything you want with it. They make a YouTube for it. And I'm glad it's broadcast live to TCC Network right now. What I want you to do today, however, is not learn something. I'm not going to inspire you. I'm not going to educate you. I'm not even going to make you laugh very much. What I'm going to try to do is to have you become a dreamer, to think about an internal connection with you right now and what you can do, especially in ways of sustainability. I want you to, in essence, daydream with me. I'm a very unqualified hypnotist, but I'm going to try to talk about in ways that I think are important to me. And these are my resolutions. These are things that I think I'm going to try to do. And I have failed more than anyone else in this room. You have no idea. Yet, it is 2020. It is a new life. We can do this and move forward from this. Why do we care about sustainability? Why do we care? Corey mentioned it for me. I was 11 years old, picking up litter and getting some attention, getting my name in the paper, and became obsessed with trash in a city park. That park was my Garden of Eden when I was 11 years old. It's where I caught tadpoles and threw frisbees. And it was for other people a trash can. My passion was from anger. Now I don't work in the trash field anymore, I work in the park field. Maybe my true intent all along was to protect the park and not to stop recycling, stop trash, stop hazardous waste, improve air quality, all the things I did in most of my career in the past. This is a new day forward. Your obsession in something might be your resolution. It might be something about your family, your kids, your job. I don't care what. It could be a lot of different things. I want to lead off with a few inspirational quotes. What I like about this is it says live and learn. Live is the first one. I do live in the moment. My past does not matter. I'm so old I don't have much of a future. I know that's an unrealistic expectation. We live a long time in America. I'm in really good health right now. But I have to think that. It is not till perpetuity. I plan to live forever. I mean, so far so good. But what I like from this, what Buddha says, is that to learn as if you were to live forever. I'm inspired by many people in this room and my parents who made a big difference in Tulsa. My father is in the Hall of Fame of Webster for his work in juvenile work here in community and in police work and nonprofit work. My mother has a small park named after her on Mingo Creek for her work there. And she inspired me to learn forever and ever, no matter what. And this quote here from Gandhi says it to me as well. Learn as if you were to live forever. She was the oldest graduate, my mother, at age 79 from OSU Tulsa. So it took her 43 years. And we've always been a little slow in my family. But she said that education is not for a better job, it's for a fuller life. So I want to have this. I want to every day learn and find ways that makes a difference for me. I do plan to live forever. My second one is Buddha. And if you're not Buddhist, think about it. Last year in my speech, I said that one of the things I'm going to do this year is quote. I'm going to look up quotes. I have the Google. My daughter hates me saying that. But to say quotes about this, quotes about education, quotes about chicken, quotes about everything I think of. And now I do Buddha quotes. And if you want to have some nice meditation time, look for him. This is the road to truth. This is what I think is my personal road to truth. I think it's very, very important that we find truth. I think right now, with fake news and with Russian influence and whatever we're hearing from everybody, truth is no longer a valuable commodity, and I want it to be. So, also I like this because it has a nice picture of a road moving forward. I don't want to build new roads. I think we have plenty of roads. I don't want to pave the planet. I want to save the planet. But I think it was important to talk about this as the road for each of us and where we're going to be. I love this slide. This is a TU football game. This is what I define a resolution to be. You may make fun of it. You may think, oh, I don't have to make resolutions. My resolution is not make resolutions. Stop it. This is what a resolution is. It's a promise to you, from you to you. You are going to be better. If you make a resolution, you can be a better world. It is also a declaration of where I am today, January 2nd, 2020, where I am and where I want to be this year. This is not forever and ever. This is 2020. This is short-term goals. This is 364 more days is all we have to do. And finally, I make a list. I really believe in lists. A list of my intent, truly what are my choices in this, and really where I want to be and where I want my world to be. That's my definition of resolution. This is my definition of sustainability. It's hard to read, probably from the back. It talks about maintain, support, endure. I was a keynote speaker in 2001, I think, at the very first Sustainable State Conference. And I gave this speech about someone spilling coffee on my white shirt. I love the word dress up, and I have a white shirt. And I gave this speech where it was called The Stain of Sustainability. And I explained sustainability by talking about coffee and talking about fashion and detergents and organic and shade grown and economy of sustainable wages. There's a lot to know there. There's a lot there. I really liked it. At the end of the speech, I opened my jacket and I was wearing a brown shirt that I just dyed in coffee. I decided to go with the stain. It was easier than trying to do everything else. So I just dyed the shirt for 30 days in a bunch of real rich coffee and worked just fine. The last part here, it says, therefore, political process. Yeah, everything's political. Everything is political. And if you care about this topic, you should make it political. This is not a partisan thing. I don't care if you're in a red state or a blue state. This is a green state of being that we're talking about. If you are a red person, be the greenest red there is. Green and red go really well together for Christmas. If you are a blue and green are the colors of the earth itself. The planet and the waters and stuff are blue and green. You become that. It is a political process. Whatever your beliefs are, make your sustainability goals and your friends understand that this is part of the political process. And that means every time someone comes to talk to you, you have this conversation. If they're talking about politics, you're talking about what matters to you. I like this one. This is the United Nations Sustainable Development Goals. Maybe they're hard to read from the back. The first ones say basically all things about people. It is poverty, hunger, education, equality. The 5 most important things from the United Nations, UNESCO's board of what's important for our planet now, are not about recycling. They're not about energy efficiency. They're about people. In reality, all these are about people. But what we talk about are these things. If we are setting goals for sustainability as a world, this is an excellent place to start. I also like how they've made it in very simple ways. Life below water and life on land. These were important to me. What is your definition of sustainability right now? What is in your mind, of all of these things, if you had to pick 1 or 2 or 3 for a better world, what would your definition of sustainability include from these? This is the city of Denver. They put together theirs. Theirs are very, very simple, specific. It is reduce emissions to here, have this many houses built over here. It's bus lines here. I like this. The thing I liked about this most was the process that made this. A process we do not have in Tulsa, Oklahoma right now. We may have a handful of people. There's 80 people in this room or more who talk about sustainability, but we don't have goals as a community. What I want, and it may not happen in 2020, because to do this right, it's going to take some time. I want to have us have as a community with real public input, led by the chamber and NCOG and the city offices and the mayor and everybody else possible, that each one of us bring people to a set and we get together and we decide our goals. We can call it vision if we want, if that makes it be involved. But this is sustainability. What I like about this is it's very measurable goals, very, very simple things, what a community wants to do. Sustainable Tulsa can lead this discussion with your help. They can be part of this and call for this to happen in Tulsa, Oklahoma. So it all comes down to resolutions. There are 6 areas that I think we should find something in your life. I try to do 12 every year. I don't know why I just started doing 12. So a couple from each of these areas are my resolutions. But what are these things for you? These are about my life. So when I talk to you today, what is my physical health? Well, it's my age. It's my shape. I mean, I'm into swing dancing, not on purpose. Parts of my body are just prone to swinging. So I need to get my physical health in better shape. I feel good for where I'm at, but I know that it won't continue. My quality of life, my ability to do things such as volunteer and even speak at this topic and stuff will change if I don't take care of myself. My spiritual health, this is not, but maybe it is for you, different than it is for me. It's not about church. It's not about yoga or meditation. For me, it's volunteering. How I fix my spiritual health is by volunteering. I've been proud to be on many, many boards. I'm getting off of them as fast as possible. Parole is, and I need to turn it over for younger people. So they've heard my ideas. I'm crazy, so I'm happy to do this. But whatever it is, a resolution to fix yourself. I will do yoga. I will go to church more often. I will take time to meditate every single day and find out how to do this. The relationships can be everything. It can be your spouse, your family, your coworkers, your relationship with yourself. It can be your neighbors. I think one of the things we've failed at is now we don't trust our neighbors. We have a very untrustful world. I really believe in getting together as many people as possible, as often as possible. And now I'm getting outside my house just to see my neighbors and start odd conversations. That's my superpower. My investments are not just my time. They're also my money. They're both. I make resolutions to I will do better spending. I will do better savings. I will do better of those things with my time as well. And make time to matter for the things that matter the most to me. And finally, fun and adventure. I really like that. I like that I make resolutions. Last year, I saw 23 baseball games in St. Louis. I was able to travel quickly and had a cheap ticket and went to one in Kansas City and 22 in Driller Stadium. So my resolution is to see one more. I may not make it. I'm going to try. I really liked it. Baseball is a perfect diversion from life, and I really enjoy the statistics and the game itself and how wonderful it's gone. I really think that it is important to discuss our everyday habits in very simple ways. I did a bunch of litter campaigns for years. I have honored to have a Lifetime Achievement Award from Keep Up Coming Beautiful for litter campaigns I did. And I learned I can't just say, don't litter. No one pays attention. So I would pick one part of the topic. So I would talk about cigarette butts. I did an entire ad campaign, including billboards that says, nobody wants to see your butt. And I really meant it. I really thought that this was the way to talk about litter in general terms, because there's some anti-smoker people that are going to take my message like, yeah, and go forward with it. I got new partners on health people. It's the same thing with a simple part. I can't tell you to be responsible and recycle everything in your life. You're going to hear that next month of what can be recycled. And it turns out we throw a lot of things in recycling bins that can't be recycled out of good intentions. But I can with a simple part of drinking. If you are going to do this, this is the right order. It is reduce. If you have to have it, if you don't, if you get it, then try to reuse it. And if you can't reuse it or reuse as many times as possible in that life cycle of purpose, then recycle it in that order. If I go to the bar tonight, I'm drinking draft beer, in a glass they can wash. I'm not getting a can and bottle in my life. I'm not going to allow that. I don't need it. I don't care how convenient it is for me to have a can in my hand. I'm indoors. I can drink a draft beer out of a glass. Water bottles are probably the most dangerous and terrible thing that has hit my environment in my lifetime. The worst packaging we ever did was a water bottle, and we all are guilty of them. The average Oklahoman now is over 300 bottles per year. It's 6 bottles out of 7 days we're drinking water. If you don't drink bottled water, somebody else is drinking twice as much as you. So we need to stop that. We make too much trash. We simply do. And water bottles are a thing that we've not caught back on. And they don't work very well in many different environments. And you can reuse them. My kids love water bottles. I bought a certain size. I bought the Dasani ones because they're actually a little bit thicker and I can reuse them easier for me. Even though I like lightweighting their products, I can reuse those. I use an energy drink. I drink Crystal Light with caffeine that allows me to have a dosage of caffeine in a reusable water bottle. I'm still to this day embarrassed of what I have allowed in Tulsa. I was Recycle Michael. I think the trash and what we did, I take some responsibility for. When I was a child, the same time that First Earth Day, I would ride my bike to Mohawk Park. And Mohawk Park was a wonderful, great place, and still is. But now, right there on the Highway 75 at 56th Street is a landfill that did not exist when I was a child. We've allowed a 200-foot Mount Trashmore that is a constant reminder of my failure. Don't let it happen again. Don't make another mountain in our lives. Find a way to recycle, reuse all these things. My resolutions also include walking around outdoors. Last year I said, visit green space. Just park in your car, roll down the window, and watch the ducks for a minute. It's not enough. In 2020, get out. Get out. Hiking does everything for us. Hiking gives us lower blood pressure, lower cholesterol, lower stress levels, better bone density. All these things that hiking do, get out and see them. Go over and touch a tree. Go stare at the water. Whatever it is, get out. Walk around outdoors. Find a way this year. I am going to make a pledge that I'm going to walk around twice a week somewhere. There's a park I drive by my home. I never walk there. I'm going to start walking there. I'm going to make trips where I plan this. I walk around outdoors in urban areas. That's fine too. Walking around matters. But I'm also going to walk around in nature. I'm afraid that we are losing nature through development, through politics, through lots of ways. There is an assault on public lands. We need to make sure we protect them. We have those memories of ourselves for now. It's okay. If you just need exercise, you can other ways. I'm fine with a spin cycle class. I'm fine with you going to the gym and working out. I mean, I try that as well. But for me, it's more helpful from what I consider my overall health is to go out and walk around outdoors. I got this one from Corey. I cannot believe the amount of mental health issues we have in the country at all ages. And I blame my parents, and I'm sure they can blame theirs, and I'm sure there's a reason why Gen X and millennials hate boomers. But I think part of the reason is because we have scared them to death. We have had these things as part of their life. I can ask right now, my 17-year-old senior in high school daughter, yeah, I'm old with a young kid, I'm an idiot. I can ask her right now what she's afraid of, and she can have a conversation on every one of these topics, and she's 17. Some of these things you could talk about as a 5-year-old. I see people who are scaring their kids. Let's change the tone of how we talk about these issues. Let's change the way we discuss these politically and in our families. I don't know the right age to talk about this. What's the right age to talk about overpopulation or child abuse? What's the right age? I don't know. I'm a terrible parent. I took my kids to Bourbon Street on Saturday night instead of teaching birds and bees. I learn for yourself, kids. That's a true story. I don't know. I wasn't scaring them. And when I was a kid, this last one, nuclear war, I mean, that was a big deal. In first grade, we had drills where we got underneath our chairs because there was going to be a nuclear war. The trauma I had from simple ideas and the idea that we had to fight these terrible terrorists because they had nuclear weapons consumed me. I mean, I ended up getting a degree in political science, and my senior paper was on strategic arms limitations talks and politics. I was consumed with, we're all going to die. I had one thing. My children have all these things. Younger children have all these things. Stop it. Talk about solutions. There is a way to have this discussion about the environment that doesn't focus on Chicken Little and the sky is falling. It can be the opposite. It can be that, no, the new world, the new economy is going to be the cleaner-uppers, not the polluters, not the producers, the cleaner-uppers. That's what we can go for. We have a future, and the future might be an economy based on that, on cleaning up the mistakes of me and my parents and generations before us. I really believe in this. I think that when you put your hands in the earth, whether it's with up trees with these people here, whether it's your community garden, whether it's your own backyard, when you put your hands in the earth, it changes you forever. I was treasurer of the Tulsa Garden Center for a long time, and I was on the Up Trees board for a long time, and it wasn't about trees. Yeah, baby trees give me hope. but it was about doing things to the land. It was about improving the topsoil. It was about making our lives better, all those kind of things. Now I suggest you do everything. I don't care what you grow. Grow weed. I don't care. Grow for your grandma. Make income doing it. Grow tomatoes. You can grow peppers. You cannot not grow peppers in Oklahoma if you try. They don't die. I mean, the worst gardener will have peppers. Grow something. Make that connection with nature. Make that connection with our planet. Become a producer of something in your life. Beautiful flowers for your neighbors to enjoy or for you to trim yourself. Vegetables and salads in your life. Grow something. This is a very simple way to help solve the planet's woes, is to grow something. To grow things that help us breathe, that help us go further. I like this particular picture. It was in Pennsylvania, it's in Pittsburgh, and they have a development here where people park their cars and there's a 48-foot swath or something between them that they build these gardens. So now it's an office park where everybody has a chance to go pick and prune and help and produce. What I would love to see in Tulsa is for us to look for developments like this. Where do we have such green space? Where do we have these long green belts that we can do this for, where cars can park right next to? I hope we do this. I hope we will all grow something, even in a windowsill in our apartment. I like this TV show. I like the Foo Fighters. I like this slide. I think that a lot of things are wrong in our life are because that we are self-centered, independent. We think it's important. We have our own car. We can decide when to go, when to leave, do all these kind of things in life. What I pledge to do is a resolution 2020, I hope you'll share with me, is try to go together. And that means go. That means not stay home. That means go places and do it with other people. We used to carpool. It was a perfect thing in cartoons how we do this. We have a new bus system here, the Aero Mass Transit, Aero I think I called it, but Aero Transit System that barely any of us ride. Go together. I love what this show does because it becomes the ride-along, sing-along song of the day when you see this. You have coworkers you could carpool with, and thus you'd have a less need for a bigger parking space for your office building. You have neighbors and friends and relatives that you could do this. It might be very inconvenient for one, but incredibly convenient for the other, so you take turns. You can do this. We together can reduce the vehicle miles traveled by ourselves a lot. I think I drive on my car by myself. Me and my windshield is a song I'm going to write 99% of the time. I have a 4-passenger car. I'm going to take advantage of it. I'm going to find things. I'm going to go. I'm going to invite people, ride with me this year. My resolution is to learn to fix things. I am not very handy. I have a toolbox. It's full of different size sticks I poke with stuff. Yeah, it's broke. I mean, that's all I can do. I really believe I have to learn this. I am an old dog, but I can learn the tricks of repair. How many in this room, go through this list, how many can you do? How many of these things right now could you do yourself? All of them? Some of them? Any of them? I bought my son this year. He's 21. He's off in college, has a house. I buy him a new suit. I do that every year. I think it's important to dress up. But I bought him a box of tools, a big bag filled with a bunch of tools and stuff, because I said, don't become like your father. Learn to use these things, fix stuff. I also believe that one of the most sustainable things we can do is to create a repair economy. And it's beginning to happen in other cities, and it hasn't much in Tulsa. It hasn't much in mentality. I think it's a class we could teach in schools, how to repair stuff. We had some of it as kids and auto mechanics and stuff, but we don't have it now. And luckily, we have the greatest teaching tool ever invented called YouTube. In YouTube, you can find and fix anything you need to do. If you have any of these things broken in your life, when you leave here and go home, YouTube it and think, maybe I can do this. If you can't, there's a repairman somewhere. But learn to fix this. If we repair things, we can connect with the value of our goods. More important than having to buy a new one that lasts forever is to fix the old one. This is the most sustainable act we can possibly do, is to repair the things. And repairing things gives you a better sense of their value, gives you a better sense of a non-disposable world, so you will look more often. It's a gateway to environmentalism, learn to repair things. And it's also a way to connect with other generations. When you can connect grandma's watch or anything else in life, and you have the value and keep it going forever and ever, then kind of mental health good that does, that connection with generations of valuable commodities that last forever. There are now laws in some states trying to have a repair mentality in manufactured goods, where we say, we want you in the manufacturing cycle to also think of how people on YouTube can fix your product. It's right now hitting the country. I want to have laws that say this. If we're going to produce things, we're going to produce them not to be disposed of, but a chance to be repaired, especially with a good YouTube video. It should be the responsibility of the manufacturing cycles to make YouTube videos how to fix their products, and we should all look at that when we buy the product. I really believe that diversity is always a strength. If there is one bumper sticker I want you to write down or remember from today, is those 5 words. Diversity is always a strength. It is a strength in nature, of course we know, but I believe that how we see diversity is so shallow. And yes, the whole earth, and only the topsoil produces the trees, but I want an entire diverse earth, and I want an entire diverse room. In every part of my life, I want diversity. Diversity is not different dress, different skin, different ages. The diversity I put together in any cabinet I would have as an elected official, any friends group, any civic group, any boardroom are not diverse by looks. They are diverse by experiences. They are diverse by our beliefs. They are diverse by our skills. And we're diverse by our expectations of what's going to happen next. If you don't have those 4 things, you are not diverse. If we all think the same way, I don't care what color we are, I don't care what age we are, if we all think the same thing, we are not diverse. I want to surround myself in every part of my life with diversity that has different experiences, different expectations, different beliefs, and different skills. That's true diversity. In 2020, I'm looking for that in every group. I love this one, use up, by use less. I'm proud to say that I use up everything. I've tried to stop storing stuff. I'm amazed how much we have that we store. We think we'll use it again, and we don't. I mean, the average American has 14 cans of paint in a garage. They're never going to paint again. I mean, paint something, use it up. I mean, we store stuff thinking, our parents were worse. They were true hoarders. They believed that the Depression spoiled them forever. We won't get another chance for that old jug. We're going to keep it forever. So I had a house, a pantry filled with canned goods, a freezer filled with frozen boxes of food that I kept having in case I needed to eat them. My resolution in January 2nd of 2020 is to eat the stuff in my home before I buy new food. I'm going to use up my life. I have stored these for no reason. Go to your freezer tonight. Go to the pantry. Eat it. I'm not all of it at once. I mean, I know what you store. Eat it. And buy used. I love buying used. I'm everything in my life. Every outfit you've seen me wear. I get my underwear from Sam's. I get everything else you've seen is thrift store. I just love thrift stores. It's a passion of mine. I love the fact that it's used and it helps a good cause. I mean, I save a bunch of money, get to be fashionable. I mean, I think this outfit came from Salvation Armani, so I like it go. And there's no packaging if you buy used. If you buy from a pawn shop or if you buy from a thrift store, you buy a used one, there's no package. So you've saved that as well. They're excellent for you. And use less. This is not useless. I know you see me as that sometimes. This is efficiency. This is especially energy efficiency. I will use less energy. I will find a way to invest in energy efficiency. I'll go quickly on this one. I just want to say that healthy for you and healthy for the planet may have conflicts. Find a threshold for you. Avocados and almonds are a perfect example of this. Avocados are truly a magic food, yet it takes 72 gallons to make one. You have a responsibility for every avocado you put into your basket, into your home. Don't dare waste that guacamole. That's another bumper sticker. So it is important, if you're going to eat this food, that you take care of it in every bit of it's eaten. Same with almonds. I mean, California, 8% of all their agriculture use. I mean, California, I wrote down what they're the tops of. They're the leader in the country in grapes, lemons, melons, strawberries, peaches, plums. They're also among the top in apricots, nectarines, olives, prunes, walnuts, pistachios. Yet 8% of all the water is for almonds. One crop. I mean, I'm not saying we boycott almonds. I mean, I'm not saying we go to this extreme, but I can't believe how much we've subsidized almonds. Go to any grocery food store, go to any place and look for any granola product, any trail mix product. It's always got almonds in it. I don't know what the almond lobby has done to get us there, but we are drying up the Colorado River. We are drying up California for a nut. I mean, I eat a lot of nuts. You are what you eat. I get that, but wake for sunrises, pause for sunsets. Sunrise this morning, 7:34. I saw it. Sunset tonight at 5:20. Park on your calendars at 5:20, be outside. Be in your car, go outside, stay on the roof, whatever it takes. Pause for the sunsets. I appreciate our planet. I appreciate the sky. We have a beautiful sky. If Oklahoma could pocket that, somehow put it into a package and send it across the world, we'd be rich. We have a beautiful sky, especially in Oklahoma. I mean, sunsets and sunrises often are pollutants in the air, and the west of here is refineries all the way to Cushing. I mean, we have a beautiful opportunity for wonderful skies and sunsets here in Oklahoma. Pause for them. There is a reason why we think heaven's in the skies. It's a beautiful place. For mental health reasons, I'm making a point of looking for sunrises. Vote. These are the elections in Tulsa. Ask politicians who knock on your door about the issues you care about, you heard from this day. If you are involved with sustainable economies, if you're a passionate person about something, don't let them talk to you about potholes if you don't care about potholes. We all care about potholes. Take the opportunity to this election cycle. Go to their Facebook pages. Go to their websites. Ask questions that matter to you. Let them know that there's a sustainable community in Tulsa, Oklahoma, that cares about these matters. We have a lot of dates. This is a crucial year. All of them are crucial. I can't think of a more crucial one in my lifetime than this one. Look at these election dates, move forward. I ask you to try to shake hands every day. I've tried to make my new friends. I made a lot through comedy. I made a lot through a lot of different ways in life. Last year I gave this speech, and my last slide was I started a drinking club called Bourbon Tulsa Week. I barely drink, but every Tuesday we get together. Our one-year anniversary was after this speech last year, or 1 year, and now we're going to do the anniversary at the press club this Tuesday night at 5:30. It has nothing to do with bourbon. It's try new places, meet new people. I am trying to establish better relationships. I'm trying to make sure that I understand. The person who took my dry cleaning yesterday, I always smile and tell her a joke. I shook her hand and said, be my friend on Facebook. I went the extra step. Make new friends, make better friends, make deeper friends every day. Be supportive of those friends any way you can. Every day I have a challenge to myself. I did it last year. I got 600 new Facebook friends without even trying. But people who found me and saw one of my comedy shows or met me at some new place. I shook a lot of hands. I asked people, be my friend. Big list at the end. Do something for you. Take in more of the arts. Go to museums. I love museums. My daughter's middle name is Monet. I want to do this all I can. I'm going to conquer fears. I'm going to look at these things overall. But sustainability is not something today we decide. It is something we think is part of our lives. And it's not an act. If you think that you purchase an environmental green car, or that, oh, I made sure I recycled this milk jug in my life, that's not enough. It's a habit that you always do this, that you make sure everyone does this. In every part of your life, if you believe in sustainability and you define those tenets to you, you will change your life around your beliefs and not the other way around. You won't include your beliefs in your life. You will change for doing this. I'll say this. I'm going to stop doing as many things as I'm going to start doing. I've understood how important it is that we have destructive habits or inefficiencies in our life or things we really think, it's not just 40 days of Lent anymore. I'm going to stop eating chocolate or eating meat. I'm going to find ways. I'm really going to try. The key word in this is try. So if you believe that we should have less red meat in your life, in 2020, make a list of when. Meatless Mondays, none, whatever it is. I'm going to stop doing things like that I know are bad for me. In my case, it's chicken. I see the chicken damage on watersheds, especially in Tulsa, and we eat, as Americans now, we're eating 7.5 chicken meals a week. So some people eat them for lunch and dinner if you don't eat any of it. And so I'm eating less chicken. There's too much of the chicken waste. It's chicken poop for my soul. And I'll say this, in 2020, I hereby resolve to this, blank. In your own mind, you don't have to do it here, close your eyes and think what you're going to resolve to do. When you leave here and drive home, and it's you and your windshield, and maybe someone in your car with you, what do you resolve to do? I use this slide because this is one of my happy places. This is Braden Park. My son's named after this, my firstborn, if this park I grew up at. So I always come back here. I went there today to this speech this morning. I went there and parked right by this pond to think what I'm going to say. I did the PowerPoint 4 days ago. I just wrote the speech today. What I want to say is I hereby resolve to do something. I hope everybody in this room will do the same. I also want to do comedy, and I want to say that I do believe that today is a special day. And I like Groucho Marx. I think he was an excellent comedian, great writer, great conversationalist. What I liked about this, more than anything else probably, is that it's about happiness. What I hope for you in 2020 is happiness, and happiness for our planet as well, that they're happy of our actions. My true resolution is try to be happy. I hope it's yours as well. This is my contact information. I'm Michael Patton. I hope you're happy. Have a good new year. Thank you all.
Can you hear me? Yay, okay. We are going to pass the mic to our booth vendors that we have today. Let's give Michael one more round of applause. Thank you so much. All right, I'm going to start with Natalie. Are you?
Hi, I'm Natalie with Sun Composting. We provide commercial and residential food waste pickup that we turn into compost. You can buy compost from us, or you can get it at Grog's Green Barn, and now's the time to get that in your garden.
Hello, I'm Dustin Jaggers with the City of Tulsa Stormwater Quality. I do public education for the department, but our main focus is storm drain and watershed pollution. We monitor the creeks and streams that run throughout Tulsa for water quality and animal life, and then also inspect and investigate any concerns.
Hello, Amanda Curtis with American Waste Control. We offer commercial waste removal and single stream recycling programs. So we have a commercial program where you can put your paper, plastic, aluminum, cardboard, and glass all in the same container. There's no sorting necessary. We have a material recovery facility in North Tulsa where it goes through and it separates it through different types of processes. Thank you.
Okay, we are going to, does anybody have any questions for Michael? We're going to pass the mic around. Anybody but Michael. No, I'm kidding. Anyone? We have time, actually, this time. So, okay, well then we're going to move on to the giveaway. Corey, if you would come up, please. You're going to draw today. So we have two drawings. We have one of our lovely Sustainable Tulsa reusable bags. Thank you, Model Corey. And then we also have a giveaway from Michael Patton. It is the Oklahoma Guide to, what does it say? Field Guide to Oklahoma Plants. So we're going to.
And if you're not a plant lover, pass it on to someone you think would really use it. Christy Lawson.
How are you? Perfect. Okay, yay.
A good home.
Thank you.
Yay, Christy. Yes, she will.
All right.
Okay, one more.
Okay, and the bag goes to Sheila Vega. Where are you, Sheila? All right.
Yay! Perfect.
All right, great. Both are Scorecard coaches or part of the Scorecard program. So, Michael, thank you so much. I definitely have been inspired, and I love your humor. And to have a sense of humor about ourselves about this is really important, and some of the challenges, but also to continue to raise the bar for ourselves and our community. And I love the challenge of, creating a more sustainable Tulsa. And so let's work on that. All right. So anyway, thank you all so much. If you have any questions for Michael or for each other, please stick around. Again, we want to thank all of our sponsors for their support today. We thank you for coming out. And this is a great challenge for us, is how to make this a more sustainable year for yourselves and for Tulsa. And again, there's a lot of us to do this work together. So thank you so much. Please stick around and visit some more. We'll see you in February. Take care.